Alright, hello and welcome to the last episode of the FSXTout tandem gear show, hopefully. Hopefully there isn't any other planes that I missed. Today we'll be reviewing the U-2. Now, I did review the U-2 today, the 31st of May 2019, but that was the Alpha Sim version with some sort of weird radar or something on top of it, and it did not have any sound. This U-2 by a different publisher has sound, so I'm going to review it too. You know, U-2. Okay, our flight test will be conducted at Edwards Air Force Base. Let's fly. Alright, here we are in no virtual cockpit of the other U-2. Now, as you can hear, we do have sound, which is nice. Alright, let's go into cockpit functionality real quick. Shift 1. Wait, no? Okay, so we do have a gauge for shift 1, shift 2. What is this? Radio stack. Oh, nice. We have. This is the Learjet and CRG autopilot panel, but it's all connected. We have flaps. Oh, this is nice. Shift 3, GPS. Shift 4. Okay, nothing for shift 4. Alright, cockpit functionality real quick. Accuracy 0, working gauges 0, autopilot 9, 2D cockpit 9 2 for this 2D cockpit. Oh, now I know where I remember this 2D cockpit from. This is the same 2D cockpit, I believe, from the F111 artwork. I'm going to put a link to that in the upper right hand corner. But yeah, this plane reminds me of the artwork, the cockpit, sorry. Let's check out the external model of the U-2. Alright, here we are in the outside of the U-2. See our little dude in there with his spacesuit on. Alright, let's go over the control surfaces. Alright, our big ass nose wheel turns with the rudder too. Speed brakes, very nice. Full flaps. Alright, we do have full flaps. Full flaps down, full flaps up. Ailerons. Alright. Alright, so I did do some testing beforehand to make sure that this plane was worth reviewing. Otherwise, I would just keep the other U-2 video up. And so for my testing, Alpha Sim did a better job at everything really, except for the sound. And of course I could have probably just moved the sound file from this plane over to the other one, but I didn't know that at the time. And I didn't like the radar thing at the top of the Alpha Sim version. Anyway, the Alpha Sim version, it had a cockpit and it was overall a better plane. Okay, so here's our landing gear. This is one of my issues with this plane. First of all, it doesn't exactly look like a U-2, maybe like an early prototype, but it doesn't really look like a U-2. It looks like a variant, different variant, or like an early prototype. Anyway, our main gear here, or outrigger gear. The outrigger gear on the Alpha Sim version, you only see the outrigger gear when all four wheels touch the ground, but if you're in the air, you still see these outrigger gears. It's kind of weird, because the Alpha Sim version, that's one thing Alpha Sim did right. Well, Alpha Sim practically did everything right except for the thing on top and the no sound. Okay, and this rear gear here, These look like 3x2 little donuts here, and I'm not sure if this is quite accurate. I don't know. Whatever the case is, I don't like it. Alright, let's bring up model accuracy real quick. Accurate control surfaces, wheels, speed brake, etc. 9, because of this tail wheel here, and the outrigger gear does is still there when you take off. I mean, but then again, I flew an approach and landed, and then the gear disappeared. Then it was there. It's weird, guys. It's weird. Accurate animation, I would also give it a 9, just because the outrigger gear thing is very weird. I mean, sometimes it's there when you're in the air with the gear down, sometimes it's not. Realistic texture, let's give it an 8. I do like this this grayish, greenish texture. It does have a hint of green in it, but not very realistic. See, come on, Alpha Sim. Alpha Sim did almost everything right. This plane, if the Alpha Sim plane had its sound, I wouldn't even bother with this plane. Anyway, let's check out any. Okay, we don't have any external views. Sad. Right, 1 notch of flaps. Bring our speed up. Oh, okay, you see that? Now our outrigger gear has disappeared. Alright, I'm just gonna leave the aircraft throttle, the stick at neutral, and I'm gonna wait until the tail wheel rotates. Yep, the tail wheel is up, just like a tail dragger. Just like a tail dragger, and then we gently pull back on the stick. Tap the brakes, gear up. Retract the flaps. U-2. Alright. I am in no mood to climb to 70,000 feet and then do our flight, because my thing is that I always in these reviews I always take off, fly pattern or whatever, and then I always land. Now flying up to 70,000 feet, that's gonna take a while. Well, not really. This plane has like a crazy vertical, but anyway, I don't want to spend all that time climbing, so let's level off. Okay, maybe the physics on this plane is not the same as the Alpha Sim plane, because the Alpha Sim plane had a very weird, what you call it, had a weird flight speed envelope. Like you would be over speeding at 200 knots. Now kind of craziness. Alright, let's go to Joshua approach for ATC.
Joshua approach, experimental Delta Romeo Alpha Golf Oscar November Lima Alpha Delta, this time experimental 5 mile.
Nope. Alright, so I just muted that real quick. Okay, for ATC availability, manufacturer call out gets 1, and the is type gets 0 points.
Experimental Lima Alpha Delta, radar contact 6 miles east of Edwards, 5,400. Altimeter 29902. Copy. Experimental Lima Alpha Delta.
Alright, let's model for our thumbnail. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to get rid of that completely. Alright. Yes, I love those banking thumbnails. Yep. Alright. Okay, we're going to turn around to land here. Then we do our checklist and references, then our UI usability. Alright, you know what? Let me do the checklist and references in the air. Okay, for checklist and references, 0 points for checklist, 0 points for references. Yeah, yes, look at us. A glorified glider. Oh, there's a runway over there. Okay. It makes more sense to land here. I wish I had like a readout or something that shows me the flight envelope of this aircraft, because the U-2 has a very strange flight envelope. So I wasn't wrong when I called this thing an overrated glider. I mean, it's not a glider, it's like a jet glider, whatever. Takeoff speed is like 80 knots, and then your vertical speed is like really crazy. It's like, what's that? It's crazy. It's crazy for how fast this thing goes. It's crazy stupid fast. I think the speed is 1500 feet per minute, which doesn't sound like much, but for how slow this aircraft flies, it's a lot. I could be mistaken, and I'm hoping that there aren't any U-2 pilots, or basically anyone who flies the planes that I review. I hope that you guys don't like feel offended that I don't know the lore and the history of the planes that you fly. Okay, so as soon as I dropped flaps, this the outrigger gear appeared. Alright, I'm gonna do a go around. See, the outrigger gear disappeared again. Okay, throttle back. Let's see if it's a speed limitation. Okay, that was 130 knots that the gear came down. Guess not. On 16. Alright, let's do flaps up, because this is technically a go around. So I should be climbing to pattern altitude. Right. Okay, so it's engine RPM. This parasitic gear, the outrigger gear, sorry, comes down based on your engine RPM.
Don't sink.
Do we have a
Don't
tachometer?
Don't sink.
What's this? Gas generator RPM. Well, I think this is technically our tachometer. But the parasitic gear, where's the gear? Yeah, the gear comes down with comes down relative to your throttle, your engine RPM. Alright, so now we're going to land on this big runway here. Let's not climb so much. Alright, now is a good time to experiment to see what's our overspeed speed.
Beach 314, climb and maintain 15,000.
250 knots. Don't worry, the real U-2 would not be flying so fast. I mean, I don't think so. Alright. Cruise throttle 300 and something knots. 300 and a lot knots. Alright, now let's begin our left turn. Okay, there's the runway we're gonna land on. Oh, this is gonna be a very short final. Okay, hopefully I'll manage that. This short final will test my indomitable use of my rudder, or whatever. I don't know what that word. I don't know how to pronounce that word really. Bricks. Sorry about that. Just went a little crazy there with my. Oh, sweet. So if I don't get turned sharp enough to land on this runway, I can land on this runway here. Alright, runway elevation is 2,300 feet. We are now at 5,300 feet. So we're 2,000 feet above the ground. Do we have a radar altitude in here? No, we don't. It would be dope if we did, because we have ground speed and airspeed indicator, and we have this gauge here, this Mach meter. I really like this Mach meter. It's beautiful. Alright, throttle is closed. We're turning. One notch of flaps. Gear down. The gear is moving. 2 down unlocked. I was going to say 3 down unlocked, but this isn't like a 737 or whatever. This is a tandem gear aircraft, and only these 2 gears, these are the main 2 gears. So 2 down unlocked. The gear is in green. Alright, there's the runway we're gonna land on. Okay, and ideally you wouldn't want to be making so many last minute corrections during approach.
Sync rate.
I'm going to try to maintain 120 knots so that I could follow the glide slope all the way in. Don't know how well that's gonna work for me, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Okay, we're below glide slope. Okay, we're dangerously low. Just following the poppy lights. Alright, our outrigger gear disappeared again because I increased throttle a bit. A little bit of rudder. Right, we're on glide slope again. Engine RPM is down, so the gear is back. Alright, we're at full back and still descending. So I'm going to speed up a bit because I like to have a little bit of control during the descent. I don't like to be full back. Alright, easy. Alright. So we bunks, but it wasn't like a terrible bunks. Speed brakes. Alright, the tail is down. apply toe brakes or wheel brakes. Come to a stop. Alright, and we're on the ground. Oh, let's check out our UI usability. Alright, here we are in the UI, Lockheed U-2a. I deleted the other one, the Alpha Sim version, because that one would be up here under Alpha, because Alpha's a bouncy like that. Okay, Lockheed U-2a. Alright, let's bring up the score sheet. 2 points for thumbnail. Actually, I should give it 1 point because this is 1:1 aspect ratio thumbnail. Nah, I won't do that. 2 points for thumbnail. Aircraft manufacturer Lockheed. Alright, 2 points for aircraft manufacturer. Publisher, 0 points for publisher. That's kind of sad. Alright. Legacy. Can't go wrong. Yep, Legacy. It really can't go wrong when it comes to the Legacy aircraft. Alright, so 0 points for aircraft type. And alright. Ta-da! Oh crap. And 2 points for aircraft details. And here is the final score for the Lockheed U-2a spy plane. And that was my review of the Lockheed U-2a spy plane by an unknown publisher. Tell me what you think about the video in the comments down below. If you haven't, subscribe to my channel so that your boy could start making some dollar bills off of this. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Bye.